Hey friends, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to design a website fast with no coding experience and get up and running quickly. If you've never used with a website development tool before, this is going to be a great introduction to get you up and running. And if you decide to go down this path, I have tons of training videos on my channel that'll help you launch your site quickly and easily. So one of the biggest things to consider when designing a website is the structure of the website. A lot of websites out there can use different structures. You could try to be unique in how you design the site, but there are a few core elements that every website, if you're just launching, that you should just start with and not complicate the process. You don't need a custom navigation. You don't need a custom design. You don't need anything fancy. I'm a big believer of creating the product first and getting it out there as an MVP, minimal viable product, and then scaling it from there. If you get crazy demand, spend tens of thousands of dollars, spend tens of thousands of hours designing the perfect website, just as Amazon or Nike or Apple has done. But if you're just launching, you will not be Apple. I appreciate the thought. I think that's amazing that that's what you want, but let's just be very, very honest that Apple, Amazon, Nike, these are multi-billion-dollar companies spending billions of dollars on their website each and every year. When Apple designs their page for their new iPhone, they're not just designing one page, and they're designing that page not just against all accessibility factors, but against all languages that they're going to translate it to as well. So they got to highlight things that they're just figuring out the phone is doing. There's so much that is happening when they are designing one of those pages that's crazy to think about in 1 year. It would be amazing to be on a team like that to see how they actually do it. But with all that said, let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this tool called Platforma 2, platforma.ws. You want to go to this site and go to what's inside. You'll get a full preview of all these layouts. Now, you're not going to use all these layouts. A lot of this is not necessary for you. But what's helpful is you start to get a feel for structure of pages and content. So here you could get a good feel of how content could be laid out in different ways. You don't need to complicate it. You don't need to make it any harder than this. This literally shows you how you can lay out content against your site, on your site, and make it beautiful. You'll see all the layout sections here, all the different breakdowns. The first one we were just looking at was desktop. This is tablet. And then they have a section for mobile components. At the end of the day, these are core and essential for you getting started. You don't need these because this is for like a wireframe system. But what you do is you look at something like this. Honestly, I think this is a perfect intro. I would do the header a little bit different and I'll show you, but text on the left, image on the right, headline about what you do, breakdown into your services here, 2-3 services, call to action, main call to action. Don't need this. You could put this above as testimonials, but this is a main call to action. Footer, boom, there's a beautiful homepage. A homepage requires 7 core elements. It requires a success bucket, that image up the top here. What is it going to look like if I engage with your business? Am I going to be sad or happy? Have a picture of a happy person at the top of your site that literally reflects what it's going to look like at the end of the engagement. Number 2, tell us the why behind the what. Why are you doing what you do? Number 3, break down what you actually do and make it all in layman terms. It doesn't have to be fancy, but layman terms. What do you actually do? 1, 2, 3, you could have 3 sections. It could just be one section with 3 icons. Super simple. You could have maybe 2 other sections, like a section of testimonials, what we call social proof. So one of those can be like logos of companies. Another thing it could be is like, we've been in business for 20 years. Another thing could be like actual written testimonials. Any of those work as social proof. Then you want a final call to action, which is like a period at the end of the sentence. You want something that says, book with us today. Your whole website should be directional. So it should point everybody somewhere. It should always be clear on where it points them. Here, this is like sign up for a newsletter, which is like maybe sign up for software. I don't know, but this you don't want. Like unless you're doing software or something, or a newsletter or a blog, like you don't want this here. Whatever the action is though, you do want it to repeat. From there, what I would do is I go to Squarespace, and inside Squarespace, I come in here and pick out one of these templates. Now, truly, it does not matter which one you pick. I would just start with one and go from there. In this case, I'm just gonna pick this one right here. and start with Ventura. As soon as I get into it, the only thing I need to do is give it a name. You could always change this later. Don't overcomplicate it, keep it simple. Honestly, you could see the length of this video. Yes, I am talking fast, but at the same time, the length of this video shows you that like this is gonna be so simple. So let's call this Anchor Pro. Perfect, I'll hit continue. It's gonna tell you some random stuff, and then you can go from there. I'm just gonna hit close. We are in our site. I'm gonna go to pages, and we're gonna start with the home page. It has all this demo content. I don't wanna get confused by it. I'm gonna go by the structure I saw here and get into building a page. And this is the beauty of it. Let's go in here to not linked. I'm gonna click the plus sign. It has blank page or page layout. Page layouts don't matter. I'd rather actually start with a blank page because I wanna control every single section and just go from there. So here I'm gonna type in home, and then from there, once that is built, I'll hit edit, and now we go into the editor. Now this is where the magic of, and this is why I say choose Squarespace. This is where the magic of this tool comes from. I'm gonna hit add section. It has breakdowns of all of these already designed for you. Remember I told you image on the right and this on the left? Boom, it's there. It's literally already created. So you have all these sections that you can view and see what you like. If you want a header, if you want a background image for the header, I recommend a section like this make it stand out, and you could choose that. So you could choose this one, you could choose this one, like any of these work. But in this case, I'm gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna go with this right here. Boom, this is created, added to the page. I'm not even gonna touch it yet, I'll come back to it. I'll hit add section. Now we're gonna do the next one. I mentioned the whole about. We wanna create a text block basically that fills up the middle of the page, and we could go from there. This is a perfect start. Boom, that's there. I'm just gonna even show you this just so you see the accent. I'm gonna do edit section, I'm gonna do colors, I'm gonna do light 1, boom. So it starts to fill that in with a different color. Then from here, and we didn't even choose colors, so this is just randomly orange. Next, we're gonna talk about services. We talked about having 3 icons, breakdown services. This could work right here. I don't really need these fancy images, but that could work. The one thing to note with Squarespace, if it has an eye, this is built a little differently. It's a little content section. This could work, but I'm gonna try to stick with keeping it just like simpler and use this. Boom. So we have our 3 sections here. We could talk more into our basic, intermediate, and advanced, or whatever our services are. From there, we could do like testimonials. So this could be a testimonial section. Again, I wouldn't do this. Some of this is just kind of weird. I would never actually use this. I would probably use this little I section now, this little content section now, and go for, let's see, this one. This is perfect. Cool, great, that's good to go. Again, you can end up changing the colors so that it like feels different as you go through the page. So boom, that could be that. I don't know what I'm doing with this orange, but that's what the color is right now. So I'll hit add section here. And then here, what else do we need? Again, I'll take a look at this section, the about, we have the services breakdown. If you want 3 sections like this, you can do it. And then that final call to action, we have testimonials, and then we have this final call to action. So the final call to action is gonna be more like this, which is going to be a full image and background. This is like really huge text because it's using this like text expander. I'm just going to make it smaller and use that. Boom, we're good to go. That is set up, and that's our final call to action with the footer. Literally, we just designed the homepage in what, 2 minutes? Literally 2 minutes. And then we do that across all our other pages. Now, I have a checklist if you're designing a portfolio website or your own business website that you can go through on how to design all the pages and what you need to consider. There are 5 core pages for almost any website, and we break that down. If you're designing a portfolio, if you're a photographer, a creative, a designer, a graphic designer, animation, video editor, you create reels on Instagram. If you do any of that, I have a portfolio checklist that you can use to build your site. But this is the intro, and this is how you get started and building a site. Once you build the 3-4 pages, I just have them linked up here in the main navigation. You're good to go. The other thing you want to consider is creating the footer, right? You just want to like design that and then hit edit site header. Up here, if you click on Elements, you can add a button. So I would check off this button, and yeah, it says get started right now. Whatever that call to action is, we want to make the same across the whole site. So if it's book consult, let's just do that, and then I'll just do / for now. I would actually put that link there, but that'd be good to go. That's what this button would say here. So it'd say book a consult, and that's what the button would say across the whole site. This button here as well would say book a consult. Perfect, we're good to go. just design the homepage just like that, literally just like that. From there, when you're ready to go live, if you own the domain, you'll need to connect it. So you'll go to settings and then you'll go to domains, and then you'll be able to say use the domain I own and go through that process. But if you don't, you could buy a domain through Squarespace and get that up and running. Once you connect that domain, you'll need to set up billing on your site. So you go to billing and then you'll choose the right plan. If you don't have any code set up on your site, what I would do is I would just hit, let me show you. If you got no code on your site and you just like want to get up and running, I choose the personal plan to get started. I have like a special discount here, which I think if you use the code Iskander, ISKANDER, you'll get 20% off. You're welcome. But the personal plan will be $12.80 a month against the whole year, and then the business plan is about $20 a month. Honestly, it's worth it. If you're launching a company and you're making decent money, it's going to be worth it. So definitely consider that getting started. Once you get the billing set up, you have the domain, you have the billing set up, last thing you gotta do is just go live. So site availability, as I am not paying for this site, it's not able to go public. But once I am, I could go public, upgrade to publish, boom, be good to go, and go live and have a website up and running. Now, if you want more help with building out your site and going through a process that's streamlined like this, I have a starter kit that is great for you. It's a starter kit that walks you through Fluid Engine, which is the editing software you're using here on Squarespace, that'll help you get up and running quickly and easily. The Fluid Engine system gives you so many options to create, which is awesome, but it is also a place you will get lost if you don't know how to use it, and you'll waste hours, days, and days trying to build a site that you end up not liking because it's just too complicated. So my process will streamline it for you, help you make decisions, and get up and running quickly and easily. It's only a few bucks, and it's great if you're building your first site for the first time.